Previously on Bleach, I'm the fire guy, I'm the robot. No matter what you think you may do to us, then even though you've stolen our Bankais, we are still noble warriors, and we will be able to defeat you even without a Bankai, because the true warrior's heart does not lie in the steel, but lies in the heart. Therefore, you won't be able to— Yeah, okay, sure. Without your Bankais, you guys are like 3-year-olds chained to a freaking cruise liner ship. And the Quincy's OP-age in this arc continued. Way to go, Kubo. Hey everybody, Tekking101 here, here to review Bleach chapter number 550, entitled Blazing Bullets, which now, before you get your hopes up and think this is either going to be the chapter where Stark's zombie corpse is resurrected to fight against the Stern Ritters en masse, or if it involves the Colonel Sanders Quincy, you know, the one that was using the guns earlier, I'm just going to have to put those hopes to rest right now. Have to stab him in the heart because, sadly, that's not what happens. This chapter does open up with Askin, Nakli-Var, and Mayuri stare down, though. Kind of anticipating this because it was revealed in the first chapter after the break, and we kind of had nothing after that. It was mostly just Toshiro and Soifone. But, yeah, here we go. Awesome fight. Mad Scientist versus Weird Dimensional Doorman. No. I'm sorry, what there, bro? No. Yeah, okay, so basically, Askin essentially just refuses to fight. You know, Mayuri comes out and he's all ready to go, and Askin just looks at takes one look at this guy, and he's just like, no. Because I have the feeling it's going to take way too much time against you because you're wearing that weird armor, and I'm going to have to figure out some weird strategy to fight you. And, you know, I don't like that. I like to fight enemies that I'm able to just kill in one shot. Oh, okay, so in other words, Askin, you're basically saying— Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got— So, in that regard, you just go outside and, like, mow down an entire legion of Shinigami that aren't seated officers, or probably the ones that even are seated officers. That's your job, man. If you want to do, like, a one-shot deal, that's kind of weak, isn't it? That's like if you're playing an RPG and you're like level 78 and you deliberately go and fight against people that are like level 5 because you can just one-hit kill them. I mean, it's really, though again, I don't really know a lot of RPGs that have that system like that. But anyway, it's like, what? It's like this guy's arrogance levels just jumped huge. Actually, no, let's check the arrogance meter here. I had to adjust it for Bleach, obviously, because, you know, the characters in this series are way more arrogant than like in Naruto and One Piece. But let's see here. Okay, so yeah, let's see. We have Ginjo, and then we have Aizen, then we have God Aizen, and yeah, Askin Nakli-Var ranked higher than him. Congratulations! So yeah, I guess I can develop a new theorem here. Any male character in Bleach that has slick back gelled hair and that single strand hanging down in front of their face turns out to be the most arrogant son of a bitch on the face of the planet. I mean, it's basically being confirmed here, although I think Askin takes away because he just flat out ignores the battle. I mean, how would you feel like if in Deicide, you know, big epic stare down, Ichigo shows up to fight against Aizen. He's like, Aizen, I got training in the Donga, I've mastered Final Getsuga, take you down, you son of a bitch. Aizen just looks at him and just like, no. I mean, I'm just not feeling it. I mean, I'm a god now. Why can't you just let me be a god and just kill everybody, you know? I really don't feel like fighting you right now, Ichigo. You're a major buzzkill. But, yeah, anyway, so Askin starts to just walk away, and he does— I can imagine he's doing this really slowly. Just like, hey, bye, guys, I'm leaving now. Aren't you gonna come after me there, Chief? Not really. Feel free to leave. I'm just wanting to analyze your powers, but hey, I'm not really going to stop you. So Askin turns around, gives a little sneer to him, and just like, oh, well, I guess it's a good thing I haven't shown you your powers yet. I don't know where this is going to go, honestly. I don't know if this means they're going to actually fight now, or if Askin's literally just going to leave, or if he's just going to stand there like a statue and monologue some more. But regardless, the entire stare-down, weird conversation is interrupted when Soifone releases her Eternal Shunko in the background, and they all feel the presence of her Ryatsu. So, kind of like a big revelation in this chapter, but not really, is the fact that Askin states, like, wow, I guess you guys kind of all figured out a way to fight without your Bankais. As Yuha Bach expected, of course. So that's basically what he's saying. Like, Yuha expected that after their Bankais would be stolen, they would resort to other methods, or like not exactly frontline type fighting sort of deals. Like, they would figure out some other method to fight and try to beat the Stern Ritters. So even though Yuha might have expected this, I mean, this is kind of, you know, I would say strategy 101 when in terms of a battle, you know, if you take away your enemy's prime strength, you can't just assume they're just going to be little children. They're probably going to figure out some other way to fight. But even if that's the case, Yuha would not know exactly how they would fight back. Like, just because Toshiro's Bankai had been stolen, you know, the Stern Ritters aren't just going to know. It's like, oh, well, his Bankai is stolen, so that means he's going to resort to this vacuum ice thing, or that, oh, Soifon's next drawback is going to be developing her eternal Shunko. Well, they might have actually figured that out, but they're not going to figure out, like, the vacuum ice thing with Toshiro. That's a moot point, as you'll soon see in this chapter. I'm just bringing up the fact that they wouldn't know how they would fight back. So, like, Komamura, whatever ability he's going to get from his weird great-great-grandfather dog Falcor thing, you know, I'm sure these Stern Ritters wouldn't know about that, but they might be able to counter. That's what basically I'm saying here. Nazcan states one more time, probably sarcastically, that they are all indeed powerful. We get the title page, then we cut back over to Toshiro and Rangiku, where Bazz B returns after being hit by his vacuum ice blade, relatively unharmed. Well, actually, that's not completely true. He states that his mantle was pretty messed up during the battle, and he has to remove it to reveal his Nazi uniform. It's like, damn, right before Yumicon, too. I mean, he was all excited to go cosplay, you know, strolling through Yumicon wearing the Stern Ritter cape, because you can't, that's custom made, bro. You can't get that stuff on eBay yet. I mean, it's hard to come by, so he's a little bit pissed off, but he's got his backup costume, I guess, so it's all good. I have to question the fact of, is his mantle made out of, like, freaking, like steel or iron? Because he got hit by that vacuum ice blade, it just tore the first layer of his clothing. I mean, that's like if someone broke out a freaking flamethrower, shot me with it, and I'm just like, oh man, my jacket's ruined, I gotta take this off, and my suit underneath it is completely fine. So, yeah, it's just like, what the hell? I mean, everyone's saying, like, he used Blute Vein in order to protect him from the vacuum ice blade, which I guess might be a viable explanation, but Blute Vein doesn't really protect your clothing. I don't get, I mean, what is it, reishi infused clothing? Is that, I mean, really, I mean, if that's the case, though, Kubo, is that really what we've sung to? Reishi infused clothing? Because at this point, it's just, I don't know. Anyway, so, cut back over to Soifon's fight after she supposedly defeated BG9 with her back turn. He releases one of his weird body tentacle wire things, but Soifon easily grabs it and pulls him out of the rubble, revealing himself to be... Are you a robot? You know, it was obvious, like, painfully obvious he was a robot, so I can't really take full cred for that, but I'm the one that said it, like, way back. I'm the one that came up with that whole convoluted backstory for BG9 being a freaking android by Dr. Giro, so just let me have this. Okay, so next page, oh, I know, it's still not as cool as the freaking minigun. I mean, there's the Quincy that's basically a Cyberman Terminator that whips out, like, weapons from, like, 15 different directions. But it's just not the same as a freaking minigun. I mean, okay, fine, I'll do the gag. That's a Quincy with missile launchers! But it's not as cool as a Quincy with a minigun! So he goes on a little spiel about how the Muken Shunko was a pretty cool technique and everything, but now that he's gathered the data from it, it's completely useless against him. Also, we find out that he has only one eye, which, okay, that's something I didn't call there. He even goes on to say that he won't even have to use Soifon's stolen Bankai Jakuhu Raikoben against her with the knowledge that he's collected now. You know, yeah, but at the same time, can you really imagine BG9 whipping out Jakuhu Raikoben on freaking Soifon? I mean, what the hell do you think would happen? Oh, right, yeah, that's kind of what would happen. Like, there would be no battlefield. There wouldn't even be a field. It would just be like a crater as big as the fucking moon. That's basically what would happen. Anyway, he releases his volley of missiles at Soifon, which she dodges fairly easily, but unfortunately, now that with the data he's collected, he knows all about her Shunko, and basically just stabs her right through the arm. Yeah, Soifon, maybe not the best time for you to be acting all cocky. I mean, I know that's kind of your character and everything. Like, you want to be like you want to seem more like you're stronger than everyone else, and you don't like to show your weakness. But you know, this thing is a freaking robot right now, so yeah, it's not going to get it. It's really not going to get the whole, arrogant thing. Just fight, please. Just fight. Don't be like, oh, yeah, that attack didn't hit me, because that's when you get beheaded, all right? So just notice here. But yeah, she gets stabbed in the freaking arm. BG goes on to say that her Shunko is pretty much useless, which is pretty much what he just said, and releases a huge blast wave, which kind of honestly resembles her Jakuho Raikkoben blast wave. It's a little bit more rough than what her her attack with Jakuho Raikkoben is, but very similar. I don't think that's what he used on her. I think it's just, he reloaded his body missiles and just self-destructed. I just got something, and I don't know why it took me this long to get this, but BG9. 9. Wouldn't that imply there's 8 others or more, possibly? Like, he might have been the perfected model. So, I mean, there might be more of him. Like, he's a robot. There could be an entire room full of these guys in freaking, back in the Sternritter Ice Palace. I mean, I might be, I was kind of joking when I made the whole Dr. Gero backstory, but that might actually be a thing. You guys remember Android 8 from Dragon Ball? He was, like, so awesome. He was like a Frankenstein monster. You don't know. Anyway, Soy Phone's fate is unknown at the moment, so we cut back over to Bazz B's fight against Toshiro, who reveals something that's, a little bit, maybe, mind-fucky. Okay, so apparently what happened is that he states to Toshiro, the reason that the Captain Commander's flames did not kill the Sternritters, way back when he fought against Yuha, that the Sternritters, Asnot, Bazz B, and Shananananana, they all like attacked on Yamamoto, and then he burned them, and then we saw Bazz B up later. Apparently all of them didn't die, and that's not because Yamamoto took it easy on them or because Yamamoto missed. It's not like when he fought against, Hallibel's Fraxion and he just left them off with a Chare. No, he was aiming to kill. And Bazz B's explanation on why they didn't die is because his flames, Bazz B's, are strong enough to offset the Captain Commander's. So basically, what we just got is that Bazz B's fire is stronger than Yama's Shikai. Shikai. Never fought against Yama's Bankai, but his Shikai, Yama's fire is nothing compared to Bazz B. I don't know, I mean, I know that the Sternritters are insanely OP. I know, Kubo, you've stated that multiple friggin' times. But it's just, Yama's fire's always been as like the top tier in terms of attacks. Like, even in its Shikai, it's enough to, like, that Flames of Hell thing that he almost killed Aizen with. Yeah, that was all Shikai. But, I mean, I'll go with it for now, but I mean, basically what Bazz B's saying is he can kill Toshiro with one finger. He flat out says that. He even says, like, I wish you could use your Bankai so I can kill you with just one finger. So Toshiro kind of gets a little angry at this, uses an ice wave attack. I don't know if it's a vacuum ice blade or if it's just a normal ice attack. He attacks him with it, I guess, as a diversion, but it goes about as well as you can say. He tells Rangiku and the other squad members to retreat by he creates a Ryukochen Hyorin Hiki, which is basically like, I guess he's like an ice barrier, but because his ice is so thin in Shikai, he makes it in such a way that's like weaved together to make it more durable. Once again, it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because Bazz B just busts out the Finger of Doom! Finger Bang! Alright, end of chapter. Toshiro's dead. You will be missed, Captain of the 10th Division. All hail Captain Rangiku. Okay, so, alright. So, my opinion of Toshiro is dead, like, this is the captain that literally almost should have died like 4 times by now. I mean, we had his fight against Aizen the first time. We had his attack with Hallibel that almost killed him, and it was an ice clone, which that might be very well what this is. I mean, that was in Bankai when he used the whole ice clone thing, so I'm not sure if he could do it in Shikai. He probably could, so that might be what this is. He clearly had enough time to set it up, because he was like setting up the ice barrier, but he clearly knew that what was to come would be a reckoning of epic proportions. So he might have set up an ice clone thing. He should have died again when he got cut in half legitly by Aizen, so this guy should have been dead multiple times by now, so I'm not going to say a finger through the chest might end this guy yet. Although I am required to bring up Shonen Cliché number 26 here. Yeah, y'all thought I retired that gimmick, didn't you? Well, basically how this one goes is that whenever you have a fight against a major enemy, like Toshiro versus against Bazz B, who's a very prominent Sternritter, there's no way the fight's going to be resolved in 2 chapters when it comes to the enemy. Like, if the enemy is like, oh, the final battle, I stabbed you in the heart, you're done, I'm going to start to walk away, and he just stands back up, and he's like, no, you didn't. He's like, what? And he's like, I'm awesome, dude. You can't do anything to this. But with the protagonist, it's like that can happen. Like, they can get like one-shotted in a single chapter. Prime example, Ukitake versus against Stark, or when Wonder Wise showed up and he got stabbed in the heart, and everybody thought, oh, he's just playing around, right? He's not really going to go down like that, right? Yeah. He did. That's how Ukitake got one-shotted in that damn battle, and I'm still pissed about that. But, so I don't think Toshiro's dead, given the fact he's like one of the major characters and everything. As for Bazz B's ability with the burner finger 1, I don't know if that pertains to the number of fingers he's using, because he only used like one finger to stab him, or if it's it implied like that's like the heat, like a certain temperature, like 1, 2, 3, that would like increase temperature each time. I mean, it said in the sidebar he got attacked with a fire bar of despair, so I don't know exactly how that works. If he just like covers flames with his finger, then it shoots a pillar of fire through his opponent or something like that. I'm gonna assume that's what that is, or maybe if it summons something like a heated sword, like freaking Star June's burner knife or something like that. But in regards, Toshiro's in a little bit of a trouble here. So unless somebody shows up and helps him out, I really don't see him, you know, coming back up and fighting, unless he did the whole ice clone thing. But like even if he is completely uninjured after this attack, he's still going to be screwed. But when it comes to Soifone, you know, I don't think she's dead either. She's also probably going to be knocked out, and it's probably going to be another thing where somebody shows up to fight against her, like to help her out. It's kind of like what happened in the Fake Karakura arc, you know? Like all the captains get beaten down, Izuru's standing there being like, we are so screwed, we are so screwed, and then, you know, like the Visors show up and they help out, and they're still sort of screwed, but they at least have a fighting chance now. I think something like that's going to happen. Still no Ichigo, This is 4th chapter since the break. Still no Ichigo, but hey, what are you going to do, right? I mean, maybe next time we'll cut back to that. Maybe it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, it's so hopeless, so we're going to cut away to something else for a chapter until, you know, we can soak in that it's completely hopeless. So anyway, that's my review of Bleach chapter 550. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tekking101 signing out, guys. See ya. Yeah.
Somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran.
I'll feel the presence of her Ryatsu. And somebody decides to run his motorcycle outside once again. That's a freaking, oh my god, that guy looks like a drug dealer. He really does. Like, black SUV, all tricked out rims, and he's wearing like a black hoodie with like glasses on, and he's just like really solemn and quiet. Okay, good luck there, Walter White. Alright, anyway, so